What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode. Not going to be anything fancy today. I am just going to go over my new boat that you guys saw a little sneak peek of here probably a few weeks ago in the last episode, which haven't been able to put much out yet lately, or recently. Haven't been fishing too much, just been busy, and yeah, it's just been busy and between a lot of things going on right now. Just haven't been able to get out, which sucks, but I'm hoping to be able to, again, more here soon. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the new boat that I got. I sold my bass boat and I got this thing. Gonna turn you around and you guys will be able to see it. We're gonna go over everything about this boat from the front to the back and kind of go over the layout and everything. So anyways, here it is. This is a Skeeter SX 220 center console bay boat. So I'll kind of walk around it a little bit for you guys to see everything. It's a little dirty, left it out well after I put it away, and yeah, now there's some leaves on it, which is okay. It's just leaves, so I'm not really too worried about it. So I'm gonna take off my shoes, hop on in here, and let's go over a little bit about the boat. So like I said, sorry, there's some leaves up here on the boat just from sitting under all these trees. I'm sure you guys can see. So we'll start off right here at the front. So here I put on a new trolling motor when I bought the boat, and I got a Minn Kota Terrova Riptide, or Riptide Terrova, whatever you want to call it. It's got spot lock, it's got it all. It is a 36 volt 112 pound trolling motor, so nothing special. It's on a quick disconnect right up there, and I got this little Ram trolling motor stabilizer bar. That way I didn't have to worry about it jumping around, because that's actually what broke my last one. On the way back from Florida, where I actually got this boat, this trolling motor bounced all around and it ended up breaking the foot pedal and the mount bracket on it. So it was a 24 volt too, so I wanted to upgrade to a 36 volt. So I got this thing, and yeah, it was awesome when I just took it out today to try it out. So let's move into front hatch. Nothing special right here. It's just got the anchor and the rope for it. Like I said, nothing special. And the front of the boat. So right here it has a fish box. It actually has a drain right here that goes out the side of the boat, so you don't get any bloody ice or water or anything into the hole. And this is pretty much specifically for putting fish. So then if you catch fish, you put ice in here, throw them in here, keep them cool, and it puts the bloody water straight back out into the water. So pretty cool. Don't have anything in there. Center console is, or center box is really big. It's got two of my yeah, whatever you want to call them, docking buoys. Yeah, I don't know what you guys call them. All my life jackets, my safety equipment, all of it is right here. So real easy to get to, right up in the center cap. And this side is a rod locker, which I'm going to be using for tackle. So I've got my scrubber, I've got two of my docking buoys right there, and I'll put any of my tackle in here once I get everything organized and figured out. So that's the front. Right down here on the ground is another big storage area. This is where I'm going to have a bucket, and I'm going to be able to have a cast net in there. So then when I start cast netting for bait and stuff, it is right there, and it can drain into the hole and yeah, stay out of the way. So I will get to at the end of the video on why I went from a bass boat to a bay boat, but yeah, let's keep on going. So center console, nothing crazy here. You lift up the seat and voila, you got a bait well. Pretty cool, nice to have. This you can get inside, and it gets to the storage in the center console, which I'll go over from the other side of it when I'm done going over this. Of course, you got all your rod storage right here. You got speakers, 4 of them on every corner of the boat. I keep my net right here on the console, and then we're to the actual console. This is where everything happens. So you got your Yamaha gauges here. You've got a Lowrance. This is an HDS 12 Live. Got a radio. Here's my GPS puck for my trolling motor. And then all your little switches, a power pole, tilt and trim, or up and down button. And yeah, pretty basic other than the Lowrance and the radio. So let's hop into the center console right here. So right in here, it's just got some old paper towels in here. Get that out of the way. Got a navigation light, a little measuring board, pliers, circ cutters, and then my trolling motor remote, and just the basic stuff. As you guys can see in here, I've got a 36-volt charger in here, which goes to my new lithium batteries I got. And then I got a 2-bank charger in here, which goes to my cranking battery and my spare battery. So if we take this stuff out, we can go into the center console, and you guys can see my setup. I've got 2 interstate batteries right there. One of them is hooked up to my cranking. One of them is just a spare that's hooked up to the 2-bank charger, just so I can have an extra one just in case anything would go wrong. And then I've got my trolling batteries right here. I ended up going over to lithiums because what you guys will find out here towards the end on why I bought this boat, I'll be keeping it at a boat storage area or a boat yard, and I've got no way to charge the batteries all the time. So I needed something that was going to hold power really well, and that I'm not going to be able to, or not going to have to charge until like after a few trips. So I can charge them like maybe once every 2 weeks or so and be fine. So I ended up deciding going lithiums, and I went with MillerTech lithiums. They're 36-volt, 60 amp hour batteries. I got them wired in parallel. That way I can have 120 amp hours. You add up both of the 60 amp hours from both. And today was the second trip out on them. Probably have 6-7 hours of heavy trolling on them so far, and I think I'm still at like 85% battery. So they've been holding up really well. I've just been charging the interstate AGM batteries for my cranking, and that's it. But I'm sure I could do fine without it. So anyways, I'm gonna get this put back in, and we will keep on the walkthrough. All right, so we're back to the seat, which is one of the only things that's bad on the boat, which it's just a little bit faded, nothing bad. Got the backrest with rod holders. You can take it out and have all those rod holders. And the seat flips up. I've got some towels in here. And I usually keep any day items, so I'll put my phone, wallet, keys, stuff like that in here. Keep them out of the way. You got a foot thing right here to where put it up and down. And I put my Yeti in here. It's supposed to come with an angle cooler, but it did not when I bought it, so I just put my Yeti in there because it fit perfectly. So why not? I needed to use my Yeti anyways, so I put it there, and it'll work good. So moving on back, like I said, it's a little dirty because of leaves. Both sides, this is a big reason on why I went with this boat, have flip up 3rd row seating. This side and that side also has it. So it was a big deal maker on this boat. And then also going from the Skeeter SX210, this made me go to a 220 also, is having all the storage back behind the 3rd row seating. Lastly, before I talk for a second about the decision, this right here is a giant live well or bait well. It's a giant one. You can fit some big fish in here. And yeah, it's big and open, and I also like this about this boat. So yeah, lots and lots of storage. And the storage is really why I chose this. I was looking at a newer boat, going with a newer Skeeter SX210, but there was a few things that made me not choose it. And I was also looking at a Pathfinder 2200. Issue with the Pathfinder is you can get a TRS model, which is 3rd row seating. So you have the back seats like this one has, with a small front deck for fishing. The other model is a 2200 Tournament Pathfinder, and you get a big front deck, but you don't get the 3rd row seating. And eventually, I would have liked to potentially charter off this, and I need all the seating I can and all the deck space. So it worked out good having flip up seats and a big front deck. So everything I really wanted. The other thing was going with a newer model Skeeter like the SX210, which is in the in the budget I was able to spend. The SX210 though, it did not have these back storage things behind the 3rd row seats. It had a smaller live well right here, and it also had a horsepower rating of 200, to where this 220 has a horsepower rating of 250. I found this boat, it has a 200 on it, a Yamaha F200. All the Skeeter SX210s I found either had a 150 or 175 on it, nothing else, and they were way more expensive. So I'm like, I'll take the extra compartments on the back and the 200 compared to the 175 or 150 for the extra horsepower, just for that. everything else on the boat compared to the SX210, I believe is the same. But I really wanted that extra storage. It also has a slightly bigger live well in this boat compared to that one, the 210. And then I wanted the extra horsepower rating too and the bigger motor on it. So we'll come right on back here. Like I said, it's got a Yamaha F200 on it. A little bit of rash on it, nothing crazy though, but it's been sweet so far. My first Yamaha I've ever had, and let me tell you, first 4-stroke also. And I did an oil change on it, 100-hour maintenance when I got it because it needed done, and the dude gave me all the stuff, and it is awesome. Really easy to take care of, easy to do maintenance and all that, and it's got a lot of torque for my first 4-stroke. Also, I've got a power pull blade right here. Eventually would like to put one on the other side too, so that may be something down the road. Another thing I would like to do is potentially eventually put a T-top on it. We will see though. T-tops are very expensive, so that'll be something down the road. Outside of that, I mean, that really goes over everything with the boat. Trailers, typical, it's a dual axle. I think it's an Owen & Sons trailer from down in Florida. So it's a newer trailer with the boat. This boat's a 2014, motor's 2014. When I was looking at those Skeeter SX210s, I was looking at a 2016 or 17. So slightly newer on the Skeeter SX210s. They had lower hours too, like 100-hour motors. This one's got slightly more, but it has been very well maintained. And it's a motor that I'm not really worried about the amount of hours that's on it, because it should last for a few thousand hours, I would think. It's not 1,000 hours, nowhere close to 1,000 hours. So I've still got plenty of hours on this motor, knock on wood, hopefully. So we will see. It's my first Yamaha. I'm really liking it so far. First center console boat, and I'm really liking it so far. So the reason why I decided to go over to a center console compared to bass boat, let's go over it. The reason why I decided to go to a center console boat instead of another bass boat is because I will be moving to South Carolina here soon, within a month actually. And somewhere like that, I'm going to be living right on the coast, and can't have a bass boat in that type of water. So I needed something I was going to be able to use for saltwater, for offshore fishing if I want, but mainly inshore fishing, and then also something that would be great for bass fishing if I decide to go any bass fishing. Because the closest bass lake is, I believe, an hour and a half away. So it'll be tough going that far to bass fish. I won't be doing it much anymore. So I really wanted something mainly would handle rough water really well, but also could go bass fishing. And like I said, I already went over the differences and the reason why I went with this compared to the Pathfinder. I really did want a Pathfinder, but I couldn't find the exact model I wanted or anything with the exact features in my price range. So it was kind of like, go with the Skeeter. It may not hold value quite as well as what the Pathfinder will, but I've heard it handles rough water a lot better than Pathfinder, and so far I've found that out. It handles rough water fairly well. So yeah, that's why I decided to go with a bay boat compared to another bass boat. But I will say, I am loving this thing so far. I've had it out several times. It has tons of room on it. If I was staying in Ohio, I would probably get something similar like this to start guiding on, because it has the potential to offer guides for up to 4 other people other than me on this and be comfortably fishing. 5, it would be pushing it, but it would be doable. But 4 would really be the max for something like this. But it so far has been a great boat. So there you guys have it. I wasn't able to put this out until now, so we'll see what happens. But be it looking out for some saltwater videos coming soon. Right at the time of moving should be when the bull reds start working their way up into the sound, and so should the tarpon. So me and my buddy Drew down there should be going out pretty often, hopefully, as much as we can, to go after those bull reds and tarpon this fall, or even some trout and flounder and all the other stuff. So we're going to be trying to do as much fishing and some cool fishing throughout the entire fall. So anyways, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little walkthrough of my new boat, and yeah, looking forward to the new start for everything with this. So thank you for watching. Click subscribe if you guys haven't already. Make sure to like the video, and we will see you in the next one.